Oh, what is that? Oh my goodness, is it a pig? Get it. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would bring you another breed study. So I have my tub set up in front of me here, ready to go, and I thought we would actually pick things a little bit more at random today. So I've got a beautiful and cute little dice tower that my husband actually printed this for me. He didn't make the pattern, but he did print it, and I absolutely love it because it's a book. And when you open it, you can store a die in there too. It's just so cute that it actually opens and all that. It's probably one of my favorite things I have right now. Ooh, let me see if I can close it again though. Okay, we're all good there. So I am going to use this die to pick my fiber. I already have each of the hanks numbered. I did that at random using a random number generator. And then as you can see, we have tub 1, 2, and 3. So since I have a 6-sided die, this will be 1 and 4. This one will be 2 and 5, and this will be 3 and 6. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we're gonna pick today. Okay, so that is a 4. So this tub is 1 and 4, so we're gonna pick something from in there. I'm gonna move these guys to the side. Excuse me, Oz. And then we're gonna see what number we're gonna pick from inside. That is a 3. So we're gonna go through here and find 3. So this is a 7. This is a 6. This is a 9. This is a 4. This is a 5. And let's see here, that's a 1. Okay, and then here is number 3. So let's put everything back away over here. So number 3 is North Ronaldsay. The microns are 26 to 30. Staple length is usually between 50 and 100 millimeters. This is a conservation breed. I've never heard of it before. It definitely has an interesting firmness to it. It's squishy. It feels really lofty though. Interesting. These excuse me. I don't know why. The word sheep sometimes, I have such issues with it. Okay. These sheep live on a small island, or on the small island of North Ronaldsay, just 7 square kilometers. They live on the shore and survive almost exclusively by eating seaweed. That's interesting. I mean, I like seaweed, but I don't think I've ever heard of sheep really surviving off of it before. These are one of the most ancient sheep breeds that exist today. Very interesting. It has a very odd texture to it. I'm actually gonna take this off. Ooh, okay. It looks like it wants to stick to itself a lot. Oh, this is prepped very different. So, oh, okay. We've got some pieces, it looks like. A little fragile. So, I don't know if you remember, like, from the last few videos, but most of these breed studies, excuse me, I'm sorry. This is a Rambouillet, which is a pretty common breed. I won't undo it all the way. But usually for this breed study, everything is in this like pretty thick pieces of combed top where everything's been combed straight, pretty lush and plump. But, ooh, I'm sorry. Okay, for this one, it looks like we have thinner pieces that appear to have been carded. Yes, they look carded to me. Everything is kind of all over the place. I'll give you a close-up in a few minutes. but the whole mass here, I see it's been prepped different than normal than from the other ones. So we have what looks like pencil roving that's been carded, and the colors, there's multiple colors of fiber in here too. We've got some light white, we've got some tan, and some darker brown. Here, why don't I bring you in closer and you can look at it with me and we can keep talking about it. Excuse me, Ozzy. Sorry to interrupt your nap, bud. I don't think he's gonna be too sad though, because like, yeah, no, he does not care about not being in my lap anymore. Okay, let's get kind of a closer look at this. So, as you can kind of see, hopefully, because I can't really see my camera really well from this angle, but there is kind of a mix of, here, let's get a better look here. There's definitely a mix of fibers. There seems to be some coarser ones and some much finer, lofty ones in the mix. Sorry, my camera does not want to focus on fiber. I think that's the one thing that I've been struggling with using a phone as my video camera, is that it doesn't really like focusing on things that are too fluffy. And a lot of my channel is all fluffy things. So anyways, that's besides the point. This is a very interesting mix. I have a feeling we probably have a mix of lengths too. Oh yeah. Like, again, I know it's going to be hard for you to see, but like, I'm going to keep pulling my fingers apart until it stops for the longest one. Sorry that this is so out of focus, but, oh, here, I'll be kind of gentle. And you can just kind of guesstimate from how long my fingers are apart from each other. But like, oh my gosh, it keeps going. My hands are almost out of frame. Okay, that's probably as far as I can go without losing it. So that's like one of the longer staples we have. And then we also have these little short, teeny tiny, sweet, fluffy bits that have some crimp to them too. Look at that bounce. Yeah. So we definitely have a mix of stuff going on, and like these longer ones, and there's some long ones that are dark brown and some of them are like white. They're very coarse. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is similar to like an alpaca situation where you have guard hairs. I think that's alpaca, right? Alpaca and llamas have a guard hair. They've got a double coat. And I know that, Ozzy, did you sneeze on my table? Gross, dude. Anywho, I know that some conservation breeds, the older ones, do have a double coat too, because they would have kept the guard hairs back in the day, and then it would be the undercoat that would shed off naturally before we started breeding them to shear. So I have a feeling we have a guard hair situation here, which means maybe we need to comb this one, which I know kind of sucks because they put in all the work to card this. But I realized after the fact that in my last video that I was probably dealing with guard hairs mixed in, and that's what was making that one so difficult. And that was an older breed too, or it's a feral breed rather, the New Zealand one. And I think I would like to not do that again. I'm not a big fan of spinning guard hairs. And to be completely honest with you guys, even though I've been spinning for like, oh my gosh, it's 6 years, I've never actually combed fiber before. I've only ever carded things. I've never combed it. So I wonder if I can comb this as an experiment and try to get the guard hairs out. And there's also quite a bit of veg matter in this one. Like, that's a piece of straw. Yeah, I'm wondering if combing might be the way to go, because like, I mean, that guard hair right there is really thick. And I don't think that's going to be pleasant for spinning. At least not right now. It might be a good learning process, but Alrighty, that's kind of what this looks like. I bet it would felt really well. This feels like it would felt really nicely. And some of the older breeds and feral breeds, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like their wool would want to felt together as kind of a protective thing. So makes sense. But I'm gonna go ahead and look at the reference book and see what it says. And then we'll make our decision from there. Maybe it's time I invest in some combs. I mean, I do want to process my own fleece one day, so maybe it's just time. Oh my gosh. You should see my table. This thing sheds so much. Like, I wonder if you can pick up on it. Look at all that shedding. Some veg matter too. And just from looking at this one little hank fiber. Oh gosh. It sheds almost as bad as Oz does. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Open our reference book and see what we learn. Alrighty, so as you can see, it's another day. I had full intentions of starting this yesterday, but I got distracted sewing and I ended up spending my day making a box instead. So I spent yesterday creating this prototype box, hoping to eventually make a fabric covered deck box for playing card games. So I ended up putting this together, hand stitching everything. I'm definitely gonna have to come up with a better solution than hand stitching quite as much as I did because it really wore out my hand yesterday. And that's not really sustainable if I want to make more in the future. I have some ideas with hem tape that I think would end up working out great, but yeah, we got distracted and we forgot about the main project. So now we're at the next day. I have my wheel set up. I have everything pretty much ready, except I don't have a hook. All right, there we go. Wheel is oiled. I am a big fan of oiling my spinning wheel. I oil it pretty regularly before spinning, and then for every 45 minutes to an hour of spinning that I do, I oil. I use the shocked oil currently, but I don't really find that it's any different than I had the Ashford oil for like before that. I don't really find that they perform all that differently from each other, the Shocked versus the Ashford. I haven't tried any other brands. They all work so far. It's just the Shocked has been a little bit more accessible for me to find. I'm able to get it pretty easily from a textile store near where my parents live. So it makes picking it up pretty easy and effective. If you're a textile artist, you know sometimes finding access to our specialty items can be a little bit hard. So whatever is easiest is kind of what I'll go for a lot of times. I'm not a snob by any means when it comes to brands. Okay, so we're going to just see how this goes. My leader is a little thick. I need to take this leader off. Actually, it's been through a lot at this point. So that's why you see me hand cranking quite a bit here, is because my leader has lost a lot of its twist, but off we go. So immediate feeling in the hand is my tension is way too high because I was plying earlier, so that's going to be a problem. Okay, that's a little bit better. I can definitely feel the guard hairs. If I had gotten this fleece as locks, I would have put in a lot more work to try to remove them like we discussed previously, but because it's all carded together and I have a lot of like shortcuts, that just really wasn't going to work for this. So I'm not the biggest fan of the feeling. I might need to grab my Scented Stitches stick here in a couple minutes. I need just a little more tension. Ooh. But it drafts really pretty. That's one of the things so far that I'm really enjoying, is it's drafting really nicely in my hand. The carding has made it really fluffy, so it's not sticking to itself in a way that's difficult. It's just a little itchy on the fingers. With the guard hairs in, this would make more of a utilitarian fabric versus something next to skin. With how fine this is spinning, and I'll show you in just a minute, it's wanting to spin very thin. And I think that comes from like how fine some of the undercoat is. I think this, without the guard hairs, would make a really beautiful clothing piece. The drape, I have a feeling, would be really nice. But because I have such a mix of fiber lengths going on here, and because of how they carded it, it's definitely going to end up being fine but slubby. I'm getting a lot of slubs coming through that I'm not really able to draft or tease apart. I think it's just about how the fiber was processed. And I've already had to do a join 3 times now within my first few minutes of spinning because it's slipping out of my hands and breaking. I have the finished yarn from this breed study. I haven't taken it off just yet. If full disclosure, it's been a bit, for whatever reason, this project took me a little bit of time. Okay, it's not for whatever reason. Stuff's just been really crazy busy, and I've gotten distracted with other projects, and to be completely honest, oh, I have not liked working with this wool. I think guard hairs are just something that I'm not a fan of working with. And because I really haven't been liking the feel of it, and apologies for this little one, he's decided he needs to be in the middle of everything this morning and is not happy that I'm not giving him constant attention. So he's going to be on the lap while we talk. But for me personally, if I don't like the feel of a fiber, it can be really hard for me to push through. When I was able to just spin the parts that had no guard hairs mixed in, I actually really liked the feel of it. It spun really beautifully and smooth. I wish for this one in particular, I wish I had just the wool unprocessed so that I could have combed it myself. I mean, we talked about that a little bit, and I showed earlier in the video of me trying to comb it, but because it was already carded, I was going to lose so much product, like so much wool doing that it just wasn't going to be feasible. It's a lot harder to comb wool that has already been carded versus, you know, the fleece as it is. So it just wasn't feasible for me for this project. But if I did have the opportunity to pick up this wool again, and comb it from scratch, I think I might not hate it, for sure. I think it might be actually okay for me, but I'm just really tactile by nature and my skin is really sensitive. So when things are like really coarse and rough, it can be really irritating for me to keep going. Um, so this, I think, was not an ideal wool for me in particular. I could see how the guard hairs could make it really durable for utilitarian fabrics. I see potential there, and the color is really pretty. The color is a nice sort of complex blend of all the natural colors present in this. So there's like whites and creams and browns and some like really deep dark browns too, almost blacks. Beautiful, but definitely not something I would pick up again, and without, being able to process it myself. Um, yeah, and not for next to skin, I don't think. So, um, I think this one just isn't going to be more than maybe a 2 out of 10 stars for me. It's just my personal preference. It's not what I like to spin. But as for the wool itself, or the yarn itself, let me bring you a little closer so you can see. Oh my goodness, Oswald. Oh my goodness, Oswald. I know. Can you stop sniffing it? You don't need to be involved. So this is the 2-ply, what it looks like finished. As you can see, there's a lot of different colors mixed in. You can definitely see some of these guard hairs sticking out that I couldn't remove. It is a little slubby in some places, but in others, it's really consistent. Hold on, let me reposition my hand. This is going to be quite the video. Apologies. It's hard to show you yarn and hold the dog at the same time. But, so overall, it is a really pretty yarn, I have to say. Like, there is something about it that is very unique and different and really pretty. I was able to get some pretty decent consistency with some little slubs mixed in, as you can see there. But overall, the spinning experience for me was not great. So that is this one. I didn't even bother putting it on the Nitty Naughty just yet because I had a feeling that if I didn't record today, my final takes, I wasn't going to ever record the rest of this video. I will get this off the Nitty Naughty eventually, but it's just been something that has been on the back of my list, so I thought I'd show you on the bobbin. Sorry, that's Oswald pushing my arm down because it's not being a good enough pillow. But anyways, so that is that yarn finished. We can get it off of the list, get this video out, and we can start on the rest of the breed study that is still up there. So that is that. Thank you all for watching. I know this video was maybe not the most organized, but I appreciate your time and coming along with me as I work on this. And Oz and I, who is right here, we'll see you all in the next one.